Hi everyone, welcome back to DIY Like a Pro. I'm Sam, and today we're going to do a tool review. It's been a little while since we've done a tool review, so I'm actually excited to do this one. This is actually Milwuakee. I do use a lot of DeWalt tools, but I started with Milwuakee, so we actually got this one with us today. This is the Milwuakee 12-volt fuel, and it's a drill driver system. And you know, can a 12 volt do what an 18 or now? I mean, DeWalt makes like a 60 volt. Can this do what the average homeowner needs, or do you need more power? Today we're going to find that out. So this was actually a gift from one of the shows that we were at, and they were giving away some drills. But as a smaller drill, I do really like it. It doesn't have as much weight as my other Milwuakee drills, which I don't have an 18 volt set anymore, but I do have a 28 volt set, and this is obviously a lot lighter. And I actually did a photo shoot for this as well, and they wanted to see, you know, who was going to portray this drill the best. Obviously I didn't, because I wasn't actually chosen for the spread on in the magazine for Canadian Contractor magazine, but it was something like this. As far as this drill, it is a little bit on the heavier side just because it's a little bit bigger. You have the option for the bigger battery, which I like, and because it stands up. You can also use a smaller battery with the drill as well, which is nice. And this one's got a light on it. This also tells you what your charge is on your battery. It has some different adjustments for speed. You've got your 1 and your 2. I always use it on 2. Obviously there's different times and places to use 1. Then you've got your drill and your driver settings here, as well as your torque that's going to be here, which is how much pressure you want to drive that screw in when you want it to stop. And this is a chuck head, so you don't have to use your your easy fit hex. You can use just a regular smooth drill bit, which is nice because you don't know what you're going to be doing as far as a homeowner with this drill. You can be really using it for any task. So sometimes you don't want to hold this thing, you know, you just want to put it on your belt and save it for later, and you now want to grab a screwdriver for something. Right now, your drill is ready to go when you are, which is nice because obviously most drills are heavier, and you know, you have to really have a good centered point in order to have it properly anchored to your pants and not just fall off at the first opportunity. So the nice thing is that as far as a slim fit battery, you've got these ones, which are also the cheaper ones, and then you've got obviously your more expensive, and this is the 4.0, and this one here is the 2.0, and this stands up as well. As far as the case, it does come with a charger. It comes with all your manuals, and I believe it only comes with the 1 battery. The nice thing is that you have extra battery storage in here, as well as you can also store 2 big batteries if you like the bigger batteries better. So I've got my piece anchored. Obviously when you're doing any projects, you want to have the piece anchored if you can, just so that it's not moving on you, especially in a drill. Sometimes it can catch and then you know, clip you in the stomach or something like that. So right now we've got a speed bit on it. Every once in a while I'm going to use one of these speed bits or butterfly bits just to you know, maybe put a wire or something like that through a 2x4. So sometimes the batteries run down too quickly when you're drilling a lot of material. So right now we've got 3 inches of 2x4s. So this is spruce. So it should be pretty soft. It should go through pretty good. We're going to drill a couple holes, and we'll see how this battery holds up. Everything has a full charge on it, but first, let's suit up for safety. Now we're ready. So we drilled 18 holes, and that was pretty painless, I think. Obviously, being a little bit less power, I did have to have 2 hands on the drill. I like to have 1 hand on the actual handle itself and then 1 hand on the back of the drill. Kind of like a drill press when I'm doing stuff like this sometimes. Right now, we still have a full charge on this battery, so it didn't run down the battery too much. Let's see what else we can do. Now let's try just a basic drill bit. This is actually a bimetal bit. This could do your steels, and it could also do wood. Right now we're just going to continue with the 2x4, and let's see if this wears it down at all. So we did have to tighten the chuck once we actually started, because it was getting a little bit loose after a couple holes. But we are still at a full battery. Not bad. We got 20 more holes in this piece of wood, and so far it's holding up pretty good. This drill bit actually went through like butter. It is getting a little bit warm on the actual drill itself, but let's see what else we can do. So we've got a countersink bit here now. We're trying a couple different options because obviously being a drill and a driver, we do want to check it with, with screws obviously, but also check it with anything that it could possibly be used to drill into. So these are the most common things that I would normally use it for. So let's try with the countersink and see how many holes we can countersink. So now we've got 24 holes on the countersink, and I was obviously going as far as possible just because I do want to see what this can do. And if you were drilling for plugs, that's what you'd want to do, is drill all the way through to the end of the countersink, and then you'd have room for your screw and your plug. So far it looks like we still got a full charge. Now we've got a number 2 Robertson, and all you guys that aren't Canadian, Robertson is a square, and the number 2 is your red, and that's your standard screwdriver for us in Canada, A. So let's try the 3-inch screws. Normally, or actually the 3.5-inch screws. Normally this would be your framing screw or your decking screw. So let's give this one a shot. See how many of these we can drive. And I've got about 10 of them here, and let's see if it starts to slow down at all. Well, I think we did it. We got it down to 3. Yeah! But it's doing pretty good. It's doing pretty good. So now let's actually run the drill. We've actually had this in the number 2 setting, so this is going a little bit faster. But let's just tape this thing and just see if we can get it to run until the battery runs out. And let's see how long it takes to do that. Why not? That's why you don't want to have your hair dangling or any jewelry in front of the drill when it's on. Let's continue this test. Well guys, I think it did pretty good. What do you think? Would you buy this drill? It ran for like 5 or 10 minutes straight. And it's at number 2 now. I mean, I think even if you were mixing like, some plaster or like a small amount of like concrete, other than maybe the motor having an issue, I don't think the battery is really going to have an issue. So I think I'm going to take this to work with me now. I mean, it did pretty good today. So what do you use the drill for? Is there something I didn't show you today that maybe stresses your drill out more and kills the battery a little bit quicker? So tell me in the comments below, what do you think? Would you buy this? Do you have one? Do you like all the options of the different attachments that you can get for, you know, now that Milwaukee makes all the M12 different options? And do you like that they come as M12, or do you prefer the M18s? Thanks for tuning in today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And of course, don't forget to comment about this drill. And in case you have noticed the t-shirt, this is actually one of my my favorite YouTube channels to subscribe to, and Demolition Ranch. If you haven't checked them out, check them out. Awesome, especially if you like anything that is, you know, destroying watermelons or destroying anything with a shotgun. Really fun, and so check them out. Also, kittens and animals and dogs and stuff like that. Lots of stuff on his other channel that is Vet Ranch. So check out Demolition Ranch and Vet Ranch. Lots of cool stuff on there. For the guys, there's shooting and destroying, and for the girls, there is kittens and puppies and all kinds of stuff on Vet Ranch. I'll see you guys later on DIY Like a Pro.